Hi student, I hope you are doing well. In this semester, we are going to study about computer organization and architecture. As per the SPT syllabus, the subject code 1618304. This is your subject code. And I am Gopal Krishna, designation lecturer, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Jens Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar. As for the SPT syllabus, we are going to cover all topics step by step in a sequential order. So what are able to see the topics names that are given in your syllabus, the same way you are going to prepare the video lectures. So I hope that you will understand everything in a clear manner. If you have any doubt regarding of this video lecture, we will have an interaction class every week. We can clarify your doubts on that day. So I want to start today's video lecture. Unit 1, video lecture 1, COA video lecture 1. The name of the topic, evolution of computers. In this video lectures, we are going to talk about evolution of computers. Especially, there are 5 types of computers. That is called 5 generations of computer. Don't think that types means different types, but 5 generations of computers. We are going to see each and every generation computer in detailed manner. Content of this video lecture: what is a computer evolution? Generation of computers, explanation with examples and reference. We will go and see each and every slide in detailed manner, step by step. What is a computer evolution? Computer evolution is nothing but just the starting or origining of the computer. When it was started, what is the requirement? Especially manpower is more. He has to do the more effort to do anything or everything. But using up the same machine, it will do the multiple of works at the same time. That's why the man invented machine, so he can reduce his efforts very less. Evolution of computer. Computer evolution starts in 1940 with a vacuum tube circuitry and goes to the present day and beyond artificial intelligence. There are 5 generations of computers. So especially evolution of computers. So reduce the man efforts and energy and time saving. So all these things including the invention or evolution of the computer. So already said, there are 5 generations in computer history. We are going to see one by one in a detailed manner. The first generation computers started 1940 to 1956. And second generation computers started 1956 to 1963. And third generation computers 1964 to 1971. And fourth generation computers 1972 to 2010. And fifth generation computers 2010 onwards till now we are using fifth generation computers. In these all generations of computer, how computer changes entire the size and performance and internal components, processors, how the drastic change occurs in these generation to generation, we are going to see each and everything in detailed manner. First we are going to see about first generation computer. It started 1940 to 1956. So what are the materials they are used in first generation computers? Especially, so what you are able to see the picture on this monitor, this is a first generation computer. It's so big. So it's occupied a lot of space. So this is the first generation computer. It prepared by software engineers. What is the specialty of this computer? Is simply it was based on punched cards and paper tape. Punched cards and paper tapes. That means in that moment it doesn't have keyboards and it doesn't have mouse. They are using only punch cards and paper tape. So this type of computers are called UNIVAC and ANIVAC computers. So what you are able to see on this monitor, this is the first generation computer. So it is very big in size. It occupies a lot of space and the performance is very less. It needs the more manpower. So compared to the nowadays computer, this computer is very, very unimaginable. So if we go for second generation computers. So before going to the second generation computer, I would like to discuss integrated circuit. What is the integrated circuit? So what you're able to see on this monitor, this one is called integrated circuit. This integrated circuit used in first generation computers. Look at here, first IC and first transistor. It looks very big, but these are the items used by first generation computers. Let's go for the second generation computers. A transistor are far superior to the vacuum tube, allowing computers to become smaller, faster, cheaper, more energy efficient, and more reliable than their first generation processors. So I already said that in first generation computer, especially is used by vacuum tubes. But in second generation computer, transistors at the same time IC, integrated circuits. So because of this, the accuracy was increased, the reliability was increased, the performance increased, at the same time the size of the computer was decreased. So that is called just advanced of the first generation computer in all area, size wise as well as performance wise. And transistor was far superior to the vacuum tube, allowing computers to become smaller. I already said that, not only smaller and smarter also, and faster, and the expense also very less compared to the first generation computer. The second generation computers, the cost may be a little bit less compared to the first generations. Not only that, efficiency is more, it is very faster, and size was very smaller, at the same time cost was very less, but efficiency is more and reliability also very more compared to first generation computer. Now, in second generation computer, magnetic drum and magnetic core technology were used in memory. So storing, all of you know about the memory. For storing purpose we are using. Here for the memory they are using the magnetic drum to magnetic core technology. This is the variation for generation computer to second generation computer memory wise. And what is the example for second generation computer? IBM 7000, NCR 304, IBM 650, IBM 1401 or second generation computer. What you are able to see on this monitor, this one is the second generation computer. Now we are going to see about third generation computer. So before going to discuss about the third generation computer, so what are the components they are used inside of the third generation computer? We will see step by step each and every component. So here, instead of the punch cards and printouts, keyboard monitor was introduced. So first generation computer and second generation computer, there is no facility of using of the keyboard and mouse, but the keyboard and mouse introduced third generation onwards. This is the fantastic thing what we have to observe here. And next is, compared to the second generation computer, the size is smaller and cheaper than the second generation computers. Small size and cheaper in price. Instead of punching cards and printers, keyboards and monitors was introduced, smaller and cheaper than the processors, and high-level programming language. So what is the specialty of the third generation computer? High-level programming language was started here onwards. So high level language means what? High level language means C language, COBOL, Smalltalk, and Pascal, Basic. These all are the languages. These all languages are introduced generation to generation. When it comes to the third generation computer, the software engineers started to write the coding in high level language. It introduced in third generation computer a magnetic core and solid states as main storage. So what are able to see on this monitor, this one is the third generation computer, IBM 360 and PDP 8, PDP 11, ICL 2900, IBM 360 and IBM 370 are the third generation computers. So now we are going to talk about fourth generation computer. So fourth generation computer time period, it started 1972 2010. So it's a long period. So many years people are used same generation's computer. So here 1972 2010 people are using third generation computer. So we will see what is the specialty of fourth generation computers. At the same time, what are changes are occurred third generation to fourth generation. You will see step by step. The first one is the microprocessor brought the fourth generation of the computers. Till now we didn't talk about microprocessor. But microprocessor was introduced in fourth generation computers onward. That is the specialty of the fourth generation computer. As thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single silicon chip. All of you know about the microprocessor. It is a silicon chip. So inside of this silicon chip, that means microprocessor, many integrated circuits were built. So previously, integrated circuits were built only few, but here onwards, in microprocessor, thousands and thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single silicon chip. That is the specialty of the fourth generation computer. What is the specialty? Microprocessor is the specialty. And then, computer could be linked together to form networks, which eventually led to the development of the internet. So till now we didn't discuss about networking, and even we are not discussed regarding internet also. But internet at the same time, networking, the both concepts are introduced. So multi-functioning, or the people are working together with the link, it started fourth generation computers onwards. So you all of you know about that LAN, WAN, so local area network, wide area network. This type of networks you heard, these are connected in an institution, in education institutions. So this type of system started in fourth generation computer onwards, because the systems was developed such a way that people can work together with having of the link. And many high-level languages were developed in the fourth generation computer, like COBOL, Fortran, Basic, Pascal, C languages. So all languages are developed. So in fourth generation computer, develop is nothing but it may be operating system using of these high-level languages, using of to designing of the operating system, to designing of the apps, designing of the computer applications. So all are started to doing and designing software engineering softwares using of these high-level languages, especially in fourth generation computers. And compared to the size, very small size, now fit in the form of the hand. So when we are comparing fourth generation computer to the third and second and fourth generation computer, size is very small. So how much the size reduced, it can fit in your form also. So that much size it was reduced. It's more comfortable and it became more portable, and the size become very less and less. You can carry wherever you want. So example, IBM 4341 and DEC 10, Star 1000, PUP 11 and Apple II. These are the fourth generation computers. So in this fourth generation computer, we have to remember one main thing, that is microprocessor was introduced in fourth generation computer, and high level languages designed for developing of the web applications or desktop applications or designing of the computer applications, and size is very less, it become a portable. These are the special unique features of fourth generation computer. Last and but not least, we are going to study, or you are going to see about fifth generation computer. The fifth generation computer started in 2010 onwards. So fifth generation computers will used based on artificial intelligence or still in development. So what is the artificial intelligence? So when you are compared to the fourth generation computer to the fifth generation computer, a lot of drastic change would occur in this type of generations. What is generation? This generation people are very smart enough to think, smart enough to do the things in multi-way, in an extraordinary way. So what is the specialty of the fifth generation computer is artificial intelligence, that is called AI, artificial intelligence. So if you observe robotics, if you observe satellites, you observe aeronauts, astronauts, and doing the supercomputers, these all computers are works based on the artificial intelligence. So the supercomputers are working based on artificial intelligence. The satellites are going based on artificial intelligence. The robots are working based on artificial intelligence. So nowadays, the people are using artificial intelligent computers. A lot of drastic and unbelievable changes occurred in this generation. So voice recognition. And the goal of fifth generation computer is to develop devices that respond to the natural language input and are capable of learning and self-organization. So the computers will work based on your voice recognition. Once you say anything, it will capture your voice, and based on your voice, the computer will start to work. That is called artificial intelligence. So naturally, the computers are started to work naturally. So that's why artificial intelligence, we can observe this type of computers, especially fifth generation computer. They will able to recognize image and graphs. The use of parallel processing, quantum computation, and molecular and monotechnology. These are a lot of new technology, a lot of new things we can see in fifth generation computer. Parallel processing. So these are the techniques, and these are the components, and these are the technologies that we are used in different generations of computer. When they compare to the first generation to second generation, a lot of changes occurred, and when compared to the second generation to third generation, a lot of changes occurred. Again, when you compare to the third generation to the fourth generation, a lot of changes occurred. When compared to the fourth generation to fifth generation, a lot of changes occurred. And drastic changes took place all this time period. It was started in 1940, and till we are depends on the computer. This lot of things and changes we call computer revolution. We call computer revolution. This is the history of computers. That's why we can call it an evolution of computer. When it was started, how it's working, how changes it takes place. So we are studied sequential order, step by step, in a beautiful way. So this concept explains about all types of and all generations of computer. I hope that you understand this concept clearly. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye. We'll meet you in my forthcoming lecture. Bye.